Welcome back, everyone, to Ghouls of the Podcast, Episode 2. My name is Blake Hare, and I am the stunt coordinator and actor for Ghouls of the Night. If you would like to follow them, you can follow them on Instagram and YouTube at Ghouls of the Night. That's pretty much it. Now, this is my co-host Jalen over here. Say hi, Jalen.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
And I have a couple of things that I want to cover on this podcast. First off, unfortunately, today we got news that James Earl Jones has passed away.
Yeah, yes he did.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, what can I say? He got me into voice acting, if I'm being honest. He's Darth Vader, he's Mufasa, he's the king in Coming to America with Eddie Murphy. Like, it's an iconic voice, and it's sad to see him go. But, after he stepped down from Darth Vader, I felt like he only had so much left to do at this point in his career, so, yeah.
Was he the voice of Darth Vader in just the original trilogy and Episode 3, or was he also in, like, Rogue One?
So, his last one that he did, I believe, was Rogue One, because he did one last performance, and then he stepped down, he retired. And then that was the last bit of him doing Darth Vader. I might be wrong. Star Wars fans, please don't cancel me. Don't quote me on that.
So he just did the movies then? He didn't do like any of the TV show stuff?
He might have. I'm not for sure. I have to double check.
He did.
He did?
He did.
Oh, wow.
He was in Obi-Wan Kenobi. He was in everything. He was Darth Vader.
Okay.
Literally everything.
Okay. Well,
I think I don't know how much of it in Clone Wars.
well, that's what I'm saying, because
Clone Wars is maybe the exception.
Well, the reason why I'm saying I don't know for sure is because there were also video games, and I don't know if he did those or if they just got sound-alikes, which is a prominent thing in the VO business, which is if they can't get the actor, they usually get someone who can sound damn near close, if not almost perfect to the original guy. But it's a sad day for the VO community and the acting community.
Yeah, and people like myself, Star Wars fans who grew up watching those movies and heard his voice every single week. It's very unfortunate. But you want to take a shot for him later? I got some rum.
I'll take a shot of water. I don't drink, sir.
All right, well then me and Joseph will take a shot for
there
James
you
Earl
go.
Jones.
Yeah, I'll pour some water out for the homies.
We got Star Wars shot glasses. Hold on.
Oh,
We're doing it now?
Yes, we are, man.
Give me my rum.
Hi, guys. Excuse me. Just gonna.
You're supposed to be on the podcast on part 2, bro.
I know, but like I'm here, and we're talking about James Earl
That's your
Jones.
fault. Cause yo,
I just want to say, man, may the force be with us all, because.
only on a podcast like this we can pour some shots.
Cheers, folks.
Cheers.
Oh God. Oh.
Only on this
Spice rum.
podcast. We take a shot for your death. So if you die,
Do you not drink at funerals? Oh, you don't drink at all, do you?
no, I do not.
Tell them what happened when we made you drink that one time.
Which time?
We're talking about the podcast now?
Yes. Might as well.
Which time?
There was the Stab 2 cabin drinking.
Oh,
I
you
gave
mean the
you
one
two
where I had my
drinks.
thing of Hawaiian punch? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. This one used his birthday against me. That's what the reasoning was it for. Yeah, no. That was the time. He told me in a cabin, hey, it was my birthday. You missed it. Take a shot. I'm like, you know what? I promised you. So why not? I took the shot. Nah. Never again. Not my thing.
You're gonna drink for my birthday though, right?
Don't pull that shit with me.
My birthday's next month.
Good for you, but I ain't drinking no more shots.
We barely got him to do edibles with us.
All right, that's
And
fine.
like that,
You
he's
don't.
never doing it again.
You don't have to
So
drink a shot, but
He's
you
got
are
another
gonna
5
drink
years before he
some of the
considers it.
bottle. Now, all right. I am the ghoul with the hot takes. Am I not? Don't give me that. You're drinking on my birthday. You're drinking on my birthday.
Help.
Yes, you are the ghoul with the hot takes.
All right. So, in remembrance of James Earl Jones, I do have quite a few Star Wars hot takes. If we want to delve down,
I mean, you
that
can.
rabbit hole.
I'm not a hardcore Star Wars fan, so I'm not the one going to be dragging you.
Dang. Okay. All right. Well, we got 2 people behind the camera that are probably going to be kind of upset at what I say. So, first Star Wars hot take
Okay.
is that The sequels
Mm-hmm.
are better than the prequels.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Can we stop the podcast? Because what you just said.
Yeah, kind of. Wait, you're talking about the.
He's saying that
Seven through 9 are
With-
better than 1, 2, and 3.
They're not.
Yes, they are. Yes, they
What
are.
is your problem?
The best.
Rise of was it Rise of Skywalker? No.
Rise of
Rise of
Skywalker.
Skywalker was the last one. He's starting from Force Awakens till Rise of Skywalker.
I would get 5, 6, 7.
No.
whatever it is,
Hold
or
on.
4, 5, 6.
4, 5, and 6 are the best. I'm not denying that the original trilogy isn't the best.
What are you talking
those
about?
are damn near perfect movies.
But are you talking about 7, 8, 9? Though?
7, 8, 9 are better than 1, 2, and 3. It goes original trilogy, sequels, prequels. I'm saying that the original trilogy is the best. Everyone knows it. But
Everyone knows it.
I don't know.
the original trilogy, if you don't think that the original trilogy is the best, then you're
No,
wrong.
I'm not saying that. But what we're going into is you're talking specifically 7, 8, and 9.
I'm not saying that those are the best Star Wars movies. I'm saying that they're better than 1, 2, and 3
Okay, why though?
on every single level. Give me a thing about production, and I'll tell you why the production and everything was better in 7, 8, and 9.
Okay, explain your point. What exactly do you feel like 7, 8, and 9 did?
Give me a part of production, and I'll talk about it.
Part of production. Joe, you know
The
more.
script. These scripts are horrible.
The script, okay.
In Rise of Skywalker.
Okay, so the
Rise
reason
of Skywalker.
Maybe
the
we
reason-
should have saved
the
this
reason-
for part
Kennedy,
2.
bro, come on
the
now.
reason why the script is better in the sequels than the prequels is because at least they're having like actual conversation and actual communication instead of just random shit that you will never be able to understand. And George Lucas will tell you firsthand that Star Wars movies are for kids, and yet in the first movie you've got the Chancellor, I forgot his name.
Emperor Palpatine.
No, Valorum. Chancellor Valorum.
The guy who goes.
Not that guy. That's the Gungan. That's the Gungan guy. Chancellor Valorum, the guy who was the Chancellor before Palpatine. They ended up taking him out because of some random stuff, and then Palpatine got put in as the Chancellor. Anyway,
Okay, yeah, go
Point
ahead.
is-
DC fan, bro. I don't know.
the
Mhm.
point is
My opinions are invalid.
that guy. Star Wars movies are meant for kids, and yet
Okay.
they have him up on the screen going, "Are you willing to defer your notion to so that we can whatever the validity of your actions, blah blah blah." Like it's so just monotone and boring, and at least you get some entertainment from the script in 7, 8, and 9. If you look at the original trilogy,
Okay.
George Lucas had a team of like 20 writers that were helping him revise these scripts. He thought that he had to introduce Luke within the first 5 minutes because that's the main character.
Uh-huh.
These writers told him, no, that's not the case. You can hold off a little bit. So then they put Luke later on in the story.
Okay.
Everything, they were perfect movies. He had a team of people helping him. He went through like 20 or 25 drafts of the script for episode 4. And then the sequels come out, and it's him going, I don't need any help. Here's the script. And it was all the first take on the script. Not like they filmed it all in one take, but it was just first draft. And it was a shitty script.
Okay.
It was awful. If you look at the dialogue in 1, 2, and 3, you almost can't tell what the first movie is about because the script just does not make any sense. Rebuttal, Joseph?
Or Cassidy.
I wasn't even listening.
Please stop.
Damn.
Because all I think about when I think about the sequel trilogy is somehow Palpatine returned.
Okay, I'm not saying that they're perfect. Obviously, you're gonna have some stuff like
But
somehow
like,
Palpatine
nothing-
returned.
But like,
I
if you watch something that's perfection, is it really that good? Truthfully, I don't think projects or films or whatever need to be 100,000% perfect because everybody's gonna have some form of opinion that's gonna be like fucked, you know?
Oh no, I agree,
I
but
just-
1, 2, and 3 are
Sequel trilogy?
1, 2, and 3 are still shitty movies.
3
I love 3.
3 was like I don't know how many like young people's like sexual awakening when they saw fucking Kristen Haydenson as an Anakin or Padme,
Oh.
you know. So I'm just saying like, oh,
See, if you,
I think Padme
I
looked.
hate sand memes.
see, if you was
responsible.
arguing something that I was passionate about, then I can talk to you about this. But since you're talking about Star Wars, which is something that, again, I'm about. I'm not like, for me, it's just like Star Wars. I just go to the movies, I watch them, I go like, okay, that was a cool couple hours that I watched. All right, fine. This is what it is. Because at the same time, we're literally talking about Star Wars, which is, again, it's this movie
Glow
where
sticks and capes.
basically, like, if you really think about it, if you could boil it down to the most basic thing of what Star Wars is, it's basically, okay, there's good guys with colorful swords fighting dark red swords, like, and there's an old ass man who speaks who has this evil ass voice, sounding like he got a damn talking box in his mouth. Huh?
Can you do the voice?
Oh, you mean the?
I'll edit it in.
It's just even. There's one scene that gets me every time. It's the one where y'all remember the scene with Emperor Palpatine and Yoda.
I need to hear
Yeah.
it first.
Oh my gosh.
When he walks in and he goes like, Master Yoda, like that one, and then Yoda goes like, Chancellor, or should I say, Darth Sidious.
Yeah, that's in episode 3, dog. It's awful.
Gangster.
I'm sorry, that fight was
That
badass.
was a hard ass.
That was a hard
That was the
ass
worst in that scene.
The best thing about that is the fact that and I'm going to say this about a fight in episode 2 as well. The fight with Palpatine versus Yoda, the stunt double for Palpatine made it look like he was actually fighting Yoda, and Yoda is all CGI. That stunt double was impressive. And the same thing in episode 2 with Dooku versus Yoda. Dooku stunt double made it look like he was actually fighting Yoda, and that was impressive.
Okay.
The fact that they were making it look like they were actually fighting, impressive. But like, honestly, when I think of Yoda, I think of someone who is wise. I think of someone who is just so knowledgeable in the Force, training Luke on Dagobah.
Right.
I kind of don't want to see that man wield a lightsaber.
Why? Why?
It just kind of takes out everything from everything that I saw in episode
no,
5.
I would like to share a quick fun fact. That was the first time they reflected light off the lightsaber onto Yoda in that fight.
Okay.
To me, that was
Dooku?
a very like impressive moment because obviously it's just all CGI, right? But it's a very, very like
A technical
it's
thing.
new. That was something that was new in Star Wars. So I thought it was cool as fuck.
So to talk about your point, you just said you see Yoda as this knowledgeable, wise character, right? But let's be honest. For the longest time, I think a lot of people, including myself, I wanted to see Yoda fight. Because, again, you have to look at his title. He is the Grand Master of the Jedi. He taught a lot of the Jedi. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, with that being said, would it not make sense that the Grand Master, because that's not just in Star Wars, that's just in movie media in general. We usually tend to see the wise old Grand Master fight and show off why he's the Grand Master. And I feel like with the way Yoda's fights were, they weren't too drawn out to where I was like, damn, when is this going to be over? It was more like you felt that Yoda's fights were drawn out.
I felt, okay, his fight versus Palpatine was drawn out to the same length as Obi-Wan versus Anakin. Their fight lasted the same amount of time, right? In those movies. And don't get me wrong, I love the Obi-Wan versus Anakin fight. It's a fantastic fight. The only problem I have with it is that it goes on too long.
I'm sorry. Let's be clear. You thought that the one part where literally the tides have changed, the supposed chosen one becomes like evil and is trying to almost murder his own friend. You feel like that went on too long.
A little bit, yeah. I do.
You know what?
It's like a 25-minute fight, dude. After a while, you just start seeing the same shit over and over, and that's why your average fight scene is going to last, like, I mean...
Were the sequel fight scenes any better? They were ass.
No, they weren't.
Just think the scene when they go to fight those red dudes with Snoke.
You're telling me that was an ass fight?
Yes, look at it closely. Dude,
That's the best fight in the sequels.
The worst fight in the entire Star Wars.
All right, I'm about to get fired as your stunt coordinator right now, but let me educate you a little something, all right? A fight is supposed to be dialogue without words.
But
right?
how is it that the guy, like, weapons disappear in the middle of a fight when he has dual-wielded fucking blades, and all of a sudden it disappears? Or they don't actually make any sort of contact with each other in a very wide, long take. You see it all, dude. You literally, if you watch that fight closely, there are so many fuck-ups in that fight. That one fight, it was as bad as The Dark Knight Rises, when they're on the rooftop and they're fighting and that guy just falls just cuz. It's the same thing, if not worse. Look at it closely.
I will watch that fight again, and on our next podcast episode, if I'm wrong,
That's the first thing we're talking about.
I'll let you know if I'm wrong.
Okay. Is there another hot take you have that you got?
What? Give me something you're passionate about, and I'll give you a hot take on that.
You know what? Disney. Go ahead.
Disney? All right. Oh, which era of Disney? There's hot takes in all of them. All right. Let's see here. Live action Beauty and the Beast.
What about it?
Better than the original.
You still standing on this one, huh?
Oh, I am.
This never
Standing
aired.
with them.
This never aired because this was in the last episode.
Okay.
When we tried to re-record.
Right.
The first recording.
Right. On what way do you feel that the live action... Oh, okay.
Come on, you finish your thought.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, where do you feel like the live action is better than the animated movie?
Let's see here. Story. I like the fact that they added a little something about why an English girl was in France, because you know damn well that everyone before the movie came out was like, why is there an English girl in France? Why isn't she speaking French? Why does she have an English accent? Okay, y'all want to complain about something that stupid and that dumb? Cool, let's throw in some explanation. And the explanation made sense. I like that.
But why do we need to explain it, though?
Because people want to fucking complain all day.
So because they complain, we got to sit there and explain why.
But it added a little something extra to the movie. I don't care.
I thought it added to the lore of Beauty and the Beast.
I don't think it's wrong to change anything about a story, because if you don't change anything, then you're just going to get what happened with Lion King, where it's the exact same thing, just supposedly in live action.
Okay,
which is
I
really
was about
just
to say, I
CGI.
don't know what you're about to say about Lion King, but okay.
It was the exact same thing as the anime.
Well, we'll agree to disagree for right now, because we got to move on to the next topic, which is there was a movie that came out that had a sequel that's been we've been waiting for it to come out. We didn't know if it was coming out. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Yes.
Why are y'all saying all three times? You guys are.
No, we broke it up. He said it twice. I said it
Yeah,
once.
exactly.
We
It don't
broke it
count.
up.
It gotta be consecutive.
No, it has to be
Don't try to
consecutive.
tell us the Lord.
Haven't you seen the musical?
In the middle of this conversation, one of you's gonna say it all three times.
Nah, you saw the musical. Don't tell me you haven't.
I have that. I really want
I've seen I saw the musical. Yeah.
heard the musical.
Beetlejuice is out. Jenna Ortega. Most of the original cast is there. Did anybody here see the movie?
I saw the movie. It was wonderful.
Did you see?
I actually did not see the movie, but I really wanted to.
Okay.
I'm probably going to watch it sometime within the next week, and if I'm not able to, then I'm definitely going to see it next week.
If I don't end up watching it in theater, I'm just gonna watch it on streaming. That's what.
What's your? What did you prefer, the musical or the first movie?
The thing is, I've never seen the musical.
I've never seen the musical, but I've listened to the music.
Yeah, I've
and
only heard
the music.
some songs.
The music is fantastic.
Yeah, I've never seen the musical. I've only seen the first movie with Alec Baldwin and all that. That was it. That was my only iteration of Beetlejuice. And then some bit of the TV show that they had for the animated cartoon. There's an animated cartoon that they made. It was about Beetlejuice and Lydia. And it was more so about Beetlejuice and Lydia being friends and they just getting the hijinks together. It was a whole thing. It was during the time where movies were becoming TV shows. Anyway, so, yes, Cassidy?
Why is Beetlejuice with Lydia? Like, I don't remember that being in the first movie. Like, them being, like...
Those shows... the thing about animated shows that I think that a lot of people need to understand is that those types of shows never really followed the plots of the movies. They would always throw out zany ideas to make a show. For example, you had... If you look at Lion King, you had Timon and Pumbaa. They had their own movie, Lion King 1.5. Then they had a TV show. And when they make these shows, they tend to never follow, even if it's a villain and a hero, they never tend to follow the canon of the actual movie, just because they go like, it's for kids and they're not going to remember exactly what happened. It's just like how in, what's it called? It's in Hercules. There was a Hercules animated TV show. Yes.
TV show.
Yes. There was a Disney animated TV show called Hercules, and it followed the high school experience of Hercules. Sir.
Oh.
For anyone who's listening and semi-watching, our host here is having his second shot.
I'm about to catch up. Shit.
Hey man, gotta chill out the nerves. I'm just playing. There's no nerves.
Oh.
But yeah, that's a little brief history. So, but yes, the animated Hercules, it was about Hercules while he was in high school, before he became the famed Hercules.
Weird.
Watch it on Disney Plus.
I like the
have to
Dwayne
say.
Johnson version.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, watch it on Disney Plus. Now,
I like the Dwayne Johnson Hercules.
Dwayne
I'm just
Johnson
playing.
Hercules.
I'm just playing. I don't like it.
Oh,
It's Hercules, but it's the Rock. It's the Rock, but he's not actually Hercules. He's he's a fake, but he kind of is, but he isn't.
No, I like the baby Hercules.
I thought it was called Heracles. Whatever.
Yeah, same.
Now,
Tomato, tomato.
here we go. Okay, now a movie that have you seen Deadpool and Wolverine?
I have seen it.
Okay. Now,
Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it yet.
If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. And if you have seen the movie and want to hear us talk about it, stay on the video. All right. So thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine? What do we think?
Bro,
Did it help the MCU? Did it expand on the multiverse? What are we talking?
it didn't help the MCU yet. It might, depending on how Disney decides to handle it. One movie can't make or break an entire company.
I'd say it jump started it.
Flash did.
It definitely.
I'd say it jump started it back to where it kind of needed to be.
Yeah, no, it did jumpstart it, but it's just depending on where they decide to take it. Because the thing is that Disney has certain rules that you're allowed to do in movies, like when you sign their contracts. Endgame was the first time anyone has decided to break a contract on Disney, because part of the Disney thing is that you're not allowed to show any beheadings in your movie. Well, in Endgame, they chopped off Thanos' head, and then they were like, you showed a beheading, and they're like, yeah, what about it? And they're like, no, you're right. And then they just released the film. So like, that was the first time they really ever like broke a contract with Disney.
Okay.
And Disney just kind of allowed it.
Right.
The thing is that like with Deadpool, Deadpool kind of just breaks contracts. So if they kind of want to bring it back to a more Disney place, then they're obviously going to ruin Deadpool, and it's not really going to be Deadpool. But if they decide to just let Ryan Reynolds keep doing what he's doing, then I feel like it has the potential to jumpstart it. And
I think that's why this movie was even being made. I think even though it's under the Disney umbrella or however you say it, Ryan Reynolds was able to do as much as he needed to do.
Yeah.
And the thing about it was, especially in the MCU, and I love the MCU, as you can tell by my hoodie.
Yeah, you can.
So I love the MCU, and I think Deadpool and Wolverine was the right step into a new era of movies that the MCU could produce. Because it did open a bunch of avenues in terms of, not only did you show the multiverse in a whole new light, you brought in hard hitters like Old Blade, Wesley Snipes. You brought in Elektra. You brought in Channing Tatum's Gambit, which I just have to say, goddamn Channing Tatum. Jesus Christ. I've never been so interested in the character and go you know what? If he came back for another team-up movie, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Did anybody else feel like that movie felt like what it feels like to play with your toys when you were little?
Little bit.
It felt genuinely like a childhood experience. Minus all the shit, fart, and dick jokes. It felt like what
that's
it feels
Deadpool
like
for
to play
you.
with your action figures, genuinely.
I have no idea what's going on.
I'd say there's only one thing about Deadpool and Wolverine that I don't like.
And that is?
Maybe it's a hot take,
Here we
but
go.
the TVA like the little wasteland that they're in the entire time, pretty much.
Yeah.
With the TVA,
Mm-hmm.
they basically send their trash there.
Yeah.
And if you noticed while watching the movie,
Yeah.
every single thing that was in that wasteland
Yep.
was Fox.
Right.
And I understand it. It's
all the
basically
old Fox, all the old Fox.
Blade and Elektra, Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But like, I grew up watching those movies. I grew up watching X-Men and Fantastic Four
I
and
agree.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it just kind of felt like, yes, I get it. It's like a moving into the future, here's what we're going to do type thing. It just kind of hurt my feelings to see it thrown in the literal trash.
I think.
Especially because you see the Fox emblem, the 20th century Fox emblem, crumbled down.
Yeah.
And it's basically just throwing everything that Fox has done in the trash. But Fox gave us these amazing characters.
Yeah. I think it was just like, quite honestly, when you bring these characters, because mind you, you also have to look at the time period of how long it's been since we saw those characters. And then take it into account that this was before the MCU was even the MCU. So I think it was like, I think what they were trying to do was they were trying to pay homage to it, but still kind of.
Where it's like they were thrown in the trash.
Right, because if you really think about it, the fact that they even put those characters in that movie, they didn't even have to. They could have just put corpses and put the suits on them. But the fact that they got Chris Evans to come back to do the Human Torch again, the fact that they got Wesley Snipes to do Blade again, to get Elektra, they didn't even have to do that. But I think the reason why is because if you really think of the grand scope of all the movies that Fox did, X-Men, Fantastic Four, there was no way they could have done it in a way to whereas those characters would have something to do in the MCU unless they have a grand plan for that. I think they paid homage to it in the right ways. I just felt like because it's the wasteland, because of what it is, it's supposed to be, hey, you remember these characters, but again, what the TVA is doing.
So you think they were thrown in the trash and this is just kind of their like farewell, goodbye, like...
Basically, because the way, even when they felt, the way they kind of scoped the whole fight between the four, which was Blade, Elektra, Gambit, and then Logan's little adopted daughter, it was to make it look like, this was their last stand before they cut it quits, because they're the last line of kind of like Fox movies. So then once you get into that and you see everybody just, do their thing, I felt like it was kind of like, this is the last hurrah that you may see of these characters, but we still want them to be badass and still be able. So, but that's sense. My thoughts.
No, that does make sense. The way that I saw it, it was just kind of like Disney was like, screw you, Fox, into the trash you go, and here we are in a new era. Yeah. And I felt like that was a little bit disrespectful, but change, it's going to have to happen. So we are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we are going to have our movie director, Joseph, who created Ghouls of the Night, come on, and we're going to ask him a few questions and interview him and see what he thinks. So we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to episode 2 of Ghouls of the Podcast. We are here with our wonderful director, Joseph. He's actually one of the people that you've heard talking behind the camera a lot.
I do talk a lot.
I'm just
not
kidding.
as much as Jalen did that one time.
No, it's all right. I'm actually.
It's my fault.
I got it.
It was Cassidy's fault.
Look here, I got an excuse. I'm black. Leave me alone.
No, I'm actually okay with you talking a lot because it adds a little more, and now you're in front of the camera, so now you get to talk even more.
Yes, I'm gonna.
So,
best believe it.
Yeah, no excuse to be shy.
So first off, I just got one question for you, Joseph.
Yeah.
Most important part of Ghouls, I would say, is the name, right?
Yeah.
When you have any production company, you need to think about the name. How did Ghouls of the Night become the title of your company?
I love that you brought that up. So I'm actually wearing this shirt that kind of inspired it. So I am
Wait, I gotta stop you right there. We didn't take a shot.
Oh, good Lord.
Because James Earl Jones. You gotta take a shot on camera.
We'll take a shot right now talking about it. There you go.
Mid-talk.
Okay, so for me, I am a huge Weeknd fan. Okay, if anyone who knows me knows that I'm insufferable when it comes to his music.
Disgusting.
Yeah, and I know that album inside and out. So back when we started making films in the first place, tasty. When we started making films in the first place, originally, an old friend of mine actually titled it Continuity Productions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't love the name, but it was actually like a little running gag when we were editing our first project, and it was really bad because the continuity was messed up. So then we decided, okay, let's call it Continuity Productions, you know?
Right.
But then, after a lot of baby mama drama and some slight rebranding, I decided that I wanted to take the horror route, you know? And so essentially, there's a lyric in one of the Weeknd songs where he's saying zombies of the night, you know? Now, my brother already has freaking zombies of the night on his Instagram,
Right.
so I couldn't necessarily use zombies. So there was a lot of talking about creatures of the night was one of them. Demons of the Night was another one, but I don't really care for the demon stuff that much. And one of the names that kind of stuck out to me was ghoul. You know, a ghoulish creature, like say like in the Michael Jackson Thriller song, like in Vincent Price was kind of the inspiration behind it, like the word ghoul. So then it turned into Ghouls of the Night, N-I-T-E, which is the spelling in the lyrics of the Weeknd song. And that song is The Morning, I believe it is. Yeah, and that's kind of where it took off from there.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Well, how did it actually start? That's where the name came from.
Oh,
but
yeah.
What about the actual company? How did that start?
Oh my gosh, it all started with so much baby mama drama, truthfully. I started off
That's a
making
mystery.
films in college. I'm still in college currently, but I actually started making these films. I started with an action film that was caca. It's the one where I made you punch with your left hand.
Are you talking about Little Bastards?
Yes, I'm talking about Little Bastard.
Made me sound like a damn broke down version of Dr. Facilier.
You sounded like something, man. I don't know what it was.
I had a cane. I was walking there with a...
He had a pimp walk and everything. It was great. Yeah, no. But that project for me was a really like challenging thing in the sense that I didn't know what I was doing at the start, you know? And during that time, I really wanted to win. I wanted to do something for fun. I wanted to do something that I enjoyed because at the time, I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And I was actually getting sick of making movies.
Right.
So then eventually we decided to make our first stab movie back in 2020, right during the like COVID, like right when COVID like was like slowing down essentially. And the first film blew up. It exploded. It was great. And I kind of got that like realization that my bread and butter is horror. The aesthetic of horror, the style, the storytelling, the cinematography, that's what I'm good at, you know? And so then, following that project, we did another one called Wonderland. I had actually made a project prior to that in high school called Mad Tea Party, which was the same thing, just remade and everything. And then during that production specifically was when I was like, okay, we're gonna do Stab 2. We're gonna do the next setup of like movies and such, and I want to rebrand our stuff because I want it to be something a little bit more positive, a little bit more me. That's not something someone else came up with, and that's when we landed on Ghouls of the Night during Stab 2 actually. So Stab 2 was the first time we came out saying, hey, we're Ghouls of the Night. This is our thing. This is our rebrand. This is our style now. This is what we're going to be doing for like every project that we do, you know. But yeah, that's essentially how Ghouls got started.
Okay.
Yeah.
It actually just came to my mind, but like, why did you guys not settle on Continuity Productions, and why was that an option in the first place? Because Continuity Productions actually kind of sounds cool.
It did for a while, but the thing is I started this in college, and truth be told, you guys, I am not the greatest. Well, when I started, I was a fucking asshole. This is the best way I can describe it. I was kind of a little asshole. I kind of had a little power trip. I kind of had this...
Was?
Huh?
Nothing.
No, but I needed to humble myself a little bit, and being associated with that name actually was hurting me and hurting my networking and hurting my like ability to continue doing what I wanted to do, you know? And I didn't want to be associated with that name anymore because I didn't even come up with it. You know, nobody in our group now that was a part of it back then were the ones that came up with it. Corey wasn't a part of it then. Corey was actually. I met Corey during that time. Aisha was there, but she wasn't as active as she was now. Jalen was only an actor for me, and Jalen was getting his ass whooped in every project prior to that.
Mind you, I sat there. It'd be random. He called me. He goes like, "Hey, Jalen, what you doing?" I'm like, "I just got off of work. Why? Can you get your ass beaten in an alley?" And I'm like,
It's because we ran out of extras. You know, we didn't have any extras.
So now, was there some racial motivation there, or
A little bit. No. We were
wonder
so.
why there's less
this is what I
black
mean
people
too, in terms of like why it was so difficult to even be associated with that name was we didn't have anybody that wanted to work with us anymore. Well, excuse me, work with me anymore. You know, a lot of baby mama. The highest level of drama to me is baby mama drama. That's what I call it. And it was bad. It was really, really bad. You know. And granted, we're all just babies, so we didn't know what we were doing. I sure as hell didn't know what I was doing. You know.
So it's not actually baby mama drama?
No.
well,
Nobody had baby mamas yet. Everybody was still. Everyone was still like single and no kids.
I love the yet.
Yet, yeah, I know. I'm like a 90% sure.
there was only one mama we technically had on the cast.
Homegirl, yeah.
Yeah, she was the only mama,
But
she
like,
wasn't a baby.
But she
mama
came
though.
into it. She was, you know.
right.
Anyway, yeah, the highest level of drama is baby mama drama.
Yeah.
That's what I call it. But
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why we kind of get rid of the name. The name itself was kind of tainted, and it was kind of just something that just hurt, you know.
Okay, so you stuck with Ghouls of the Night.
Yep.
What are the different projects that Ghouls of the Night has under its belt? So like when people look you up on YouTube and they type in Ghouls of the Night, what's popping up?
The biggest thing that is under our belt right now is the Stab trilogy, which is, well, it's 4 of them technically. It's Stab 2020, Stab 2 2021, Stab the Slasher Cut 2022, and then Stab 3 Stab 3 2023. Those are our most successful, most popular, and most like watched videos. Outside of that, you'll get projects like Kissland. Kissland was something actually also inspired by The Weeknd's like music and stuff like that. It was something that I really wanted to do. The cast on that one, honestly, I thought were amazing. Our audio was awful, but like other than that, I thought that project was something that I really enjoyed and I truly like have very fond memories of, despite whatever, you know. It was a lot of technical difficulties, especially on that one, man, because of audio. But those are the main ones. Wonderland, even though it's technically, if you look at it, it's technically branded as continuity on our channel. That one was the first time we actually had made a set. We had customized all of our costumes. We did this super sick, stylized drag queen makeup for the Hatter. Alice was played by our lovely Aisha. She had this like the dark hair with the yellow braids like interwoven in it, and like it was really, really like that was us at our most creative as far as like design wise goes, you know, because like Stab is a little bit more realistic, regular clothing, regular people with this like larger than life character. It's IP obviously, you know. But that was Wonderland. Wonderland was fun, man. Oh.
So if anyone looks up Ghouls of the Night on YouTube, are they going to find Wonderland, or do
Yes.
we also need to look up continuity?
No, the first thing, that's so funny. The first thing that always pops up when you look up Ghouls of the Night is the second Stab movie for some reason. Like, that's the first thing that always pops up. I don't know why. And it's funny because out of all 3 or 4 projects, I think Stab 2 has the least amount of views. Like, no, it's Slasher Cut, right? Slasher Cut has the least amount of views now.
Really?
But
Slasher Cut has
it's because it's the same movie. Everybody that watched it was like, wait. In the comment section, it's literally like, wait, is this the same movie just redone? And it's me in the like as the YouTube channel. Like, yeah, it is. It's a lot better. Please watch. You know.
Poor Cody.
Yeah, I do like interacting with the folks watching. It's fun.
So why did you decide to remake the first movie? Because the second one is pretty well done. I would say I wasn't a part of it, but from what I remember, you told me that it was the one where you actually had a budget where you could actually go out and you got an Airbnb for it. You had a whole bunch of stuff.
Airbnb.
Is that
It's Airbnb. But yeah. We did. Yeah, we had a budget of about $2,200 to $2,500. $1,100 of that went to the Airbnb, and then the rest of it went to costumes, makeup, and like food. You know, because I had to feed my actors. Oh, and that to me particularly was my favorite. Every single night, we shot for 4 nights so we did like a couple weekends before the month of September, and then in September, right before Aisha's birthday, we shot for 4 days at the cabin in Wrightwood.
every single night, the entire cast and crew got fucked up. Like nobody's business. One of my second DP, other cinematographer Alexis, he fucking got so drunk he threw up in our second lead actress's car. So when we shot one of the scene where Sydney's trying to start the car but the car's not starting because Ghostface like fucked up the wires or something. While she's in there, the car smells like vomit because he threw up from the night before. And like
that was the first night.
Yeah, that was the first night he threw up.
Literally the very
first night he threw up, and it was disgusting. But yeah,
that's gross.
It was
slept on the floor down the stairs because he couldn't get up.
I thought he fell asleep on the toilet.
No, so
or like
yes,
in the bathroom.
He fell asleep technically because they were watching him. He fell asleep technically by the toilet, but then by the end of it, he ended up sleeping on a mattress downstairs.
There was footage of that, by the way. There was. But we all felt like it'd be a little bit of a disservice to show it. Our lead antagonist, Ryan, actually filmed that because he filmed all the behind the scenes for us during that time. And he was like, yeah, I'm not going to show this footage because it's a little disrespectful. I'm like, yeah, I get that. That makes sense. When you guys go that hard. And then I didn't drink with anybody because I'm of the mindset that when we're on working, when we're in like production mode, I'm not your guys' friend, I'm your director. And it's always important for me to have that level of respect for one another so that we can get shit going.
I saw that during Step 3.
Step 3, yeah, dude, totally, absolutely. Yeah. We had to kick people off set. We had to fire people. We had to. So much happened in Step 3 because it was such a big project too, you know, and that was something that like.
Part of that's my bad.
Yeah, I mean.
That's my bad.
But like, what can we do? We're at your house, you know. Like.
I mean, you were at Tanya's house. I was just her roommate.
Yeah.
But
but that's still technically your house, brother.
More or
you
less.
got a room and you pay for that room. You live in.
Yeah, that was your home. You were the one that.
Tell me to go to my room.
You were in your room. You were already in your room when we had to like kick people out because they were drinking too much and stuff. It was like, oh damn.
They were drinking in my room.
In hindsight though, I wish, even instances like that, because I think we're still very much students ourselves, and I think we're still very much learning. Even an instance like that, I feel like we could have handled it differently. You know, not to go into too much detail about it because that's something I would like to keep private for the person's.
Of course. Yeah,
for them, you know. But we should have took them home rather than sending them home. You know, that was something that I still think about to this day. I'm like, damn, I wish we handled that differently because of safety. You know what I mean? That's why like now when we do our productions, it is so important to us. Safety is like priority. You know, the other night a couple nights ago, actually a while ago. We did a music video for this one of the artists in Stab 3. We did one of his videos for him, and we got into it with their band members. They're no longer working with them no more, but we got into it with their freaking band members because they wanted to bring their kids or their siblings and their girlfriends and stuff. And it's like, dude, we're going to a location that's really not safe, and the fact that I didn't sit them down in the Zoom calls and be like, hey, you guys, just letting you know right now, there are no peanut galleries allowed on our set. Which is something we do always. And the one time I didn't do it is the one time they bring all these people, and it's like, you guys don't freaking do that because it's a liability on us and it's a safety issue. If someone gets hurt, we're the ones responsible for that, you know, because we're the ones recording this thing, you know. And so mad. Me and KRISTALYN specifically. We wanted to cut people. It was so ridiculous. I'm taking another shot because
Sounds good.
Yep.
So you told us about the different types of projects that you've had. What is the schedule for these? Like, when do you come out with new projects?
So we typically shoot our stuff in the spring and in the summer. After the spring, actually, spring summer is kind of like our sweet spot. We limit our shooting schedules to Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, just because we all work. We're all in school. You're in the military and you're doing the reenactment shows at Riley Farms. Shout out to Riley Farms. Cassidy also works there too. She's fucking awesome.
Riley's Farm.
I am so excited to, by the way, side tangent real quick. I am so excited to see the freaking Sleepy Hollow show. That's what I've been waiting for all year. Are you going to that show? I'm going, yes. I'm going. Okay, so, I might go to one or two of them, honestly.
Anyone who is watching this before the end of September, or any time in October, we might still have some dates available, but definitely go check out rileysfarm.com. We have our Sleepy Hollow show coming up right now, where I will actually be playing the main character,
I love that so
Diedrich
much.
Knickerbocker.
I love that so
And
much.
then we also have a whole bunch of different shows going on. We have Christmas Carol in December. At the exact same time as that, we have Christmas in the Colonies, which for the past 2 years, if you have been, I've been the lead. Last year, I was actually the lead character. The year before that, I was just leading the dinner, but I wasn't actually acting in it.
Yeah.
We have Finnegan's Wake in March. We have a whole bunch of different projects that we do all throughout the year. So anyone who doesn't know about Riley's Farm, definitely check them out.
Yes, check it. I'll make sure to put the link for your guys's farm on the channel, just so we can get a little more marketing for you guys.
Definitely.
Huh? Kissing ass? Yeah, I'm kissing ass. Absolutely, I'm kissing ass. I have an urge. I don't know what project yet. Well, I do know what project. I'm just going to be sly about it. I don't know what project yet, but I really want to record something at Riley Farms, man. It's gorgeous there.
What if we do like a rom-com?
I'm down.
I think they would love
I'm
that.
so down. I do want to switch genres. I do want to change up genres, but I do still want to keep it in the aesthetic of Ghouls, you know?
I did have a question about that.
Yeah.
You said that you primarily decided to focus on horror when it was continuity productions. Why did you decide on the horror genre and not a bunch of other ones?
It's my bread and butter. That's why.
Because like I know that you and I personally, like, aside just you and I drinking as friends, we've talked about different genres, and I know that you want to do other genres, but why was it that you decided to specifically record horror?
So, my mother, my mom actually raised us on horror movies, right? She was of the mindset that she wanted to see what her kids would do if they watched really fucked up shit when they were little, just for fun. And so we watched like all of the I saw all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies when I was 5. I saw The Exorcist when I was 4. I saw Bride of Chucky when I was 8. I seen like some psychologically damaging shit that like I couldn't. I was a nightlight kid. I had to sleep with that stuff, you know. And
I think that
I know, literally.
That
so like
explains a lot,
that
Jamie.
stuff scarred. Like I was scared of dolls for a while. I was scared of the dark for a while.
I just
Say
why.
that your mom made you do that? Okay, I was watching VeggieTales at that time.
I was also watching
still-
VeggieTales.
and
See, I was also
still
watching
scared of that.
VeggieTales and Barney and Teen Titans and all that stuff. But then
I would just like to point out real quick that my biggest fear is dolls. I saw Chucky at the age of 6.
Oh, yeah.
And ever since then, I've been afraid of dolls.
Absolutely.
And if you ever decide to prank me on set with a doll, we might have to find a new director.
Oh
I'm
my
just
God!
saying.
I'll tell you this right now.
Don't-
If I'm scaring anybody, it's not going to be you. It's going to be freaking Cassidy. Cassidy specifically told me that I'm not scary and I don't know how to scare people. So I'm waiting. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna.
Dude,
and there's gonna
I'm
be a whole YouTube video about it. I'm gonna record it and everything. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm sorry, babe. I have
You're
to.
so screwed. You don't even know.
I have to tell them.
The goal is to
Okay.
goal is to make you shit yourself,
I-
like truly.
I scared her literally last night
Oh wow.
by being myself.
You're just standing. You're just a guy.
No. So I went
I'll
in.
tell you why it scared me so much when you said
So
Okay.
I went into the laundry room, which is right across the hall from her room, and I threw away my nicotine packet, and I walked across the hall because I wanted to go get something that was in her room.
Yeah.
And when I did that, I walked across the hall at the same time that she was coming out of the bathroom, and all I hear is just, "Oh my God!" And then she's on the floor, and I peek around the corner and I go, "Babe, you all right?" And she's on the floor in a ball, and she couldn't breathe for 5 minutes.
Oh, you're gonna. Oh,
No,
you
so
poor kid.
The reason why is because I had that dream the night before,
Uh-huh.
and it's like, you know when you're sleep paralysis and you see.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's like I keep like you see it out of the corner of your eye. So seeing him out of my corner of my eye, walking through and actually seeing like a real thing, freaked me out so much because he just reminded me so much of my paralysis.
Yeah. Oh my. Do you guys have a sleep
Yeah,
paralysis, Steven?
she's dating her sleep
You're
paralysis.
dating your sleeper. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh no. Do you guys have a sleeper? Mine is a dark brown goat-headed man person thing that always like crawls toward me and like squats down by my face and stares at me. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. Aisha's is a 7-8 foot tall dark shadow of a when we went.
Does he have a hat on?
I think so.
The Hat Man.
Is it really the hat? Is it? No, it might not be a hat, but it's like a long black coat, I think.
Yeah, long black coat and a hat.
It might be. I don't know about
Dude,
the hat.
have you
but it
never
might
heard
be.
about the Hat
Do you
Man?
not
No.
have sleep paralysis?
Dude,
Do you?
okay.
Hell no.
You know who
You
Peyton
don't have
Manning is,
demons
right?
that
Yeah.
stay up in your
Okay.
eye?
Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning
No.
literally.
Because I like my sleep, thank you. No.
Yeah, you didn't
Okay.
grow up traumatized like we did. That's
Yeah.
why.
Here's the thing.
That's why y'all fucked up.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Hat Man, right? She has personally mentioned the Hat Man. One of my coworkers has personally mentioned the Hat Man. But the thing about the Hat Man is that Peyton Manning, the
Peyton Manning, like football Peyton Manning.
football Peyton Manning, has he went on like this whole thing down in like I think it was maybe South Africa
Okay.
or no, I'm sorry, South America.
I'm about to say, don't bring Africa.
Don't bring Africa into this.
South America.
Not on James Earl
We
Jones'
didn't-
day.
no,
Don't
no.
you dare.
do shit.
No, a
Leave that away from
little
us.
bit lighter skin tone than you.
Oh,
But
Careful.
Eh.
You may be the one with the hot takes, but you about to get these hot hands. You keep
Oh shit! Oh, that was good. I like that.
So-
Let's gotta go on the notes.
that was good.
I got the little zoom in on the hot hands.
We love it. We love the hot. Yeah.
South America.
Thank you.
I think he went down to South America. He decided to do like a whole bunch of like drugs with them. Like it was like a tribe or something like that.
Yeah.
And he said that he saw a tall man in a trench coat and a hat chasing after him. He wasn't able to sleep, and even sometimes to this day, he would like not go on the football field because he saw the Hat Man.
Shut the fuck up. That's crazy.
The Hat Man is like one of those sleep paralysis demons that everyone knows about,
What?
including
No.
Peyton Manning.
No,
Guess
no,
not
no,
popular,
no.
dude.
I'm good. No way.
I
I gotta ask Aisha later if she thinks.
I have this thing called Alice in Wonderland syndrome that I'm like laying in bed trying to sleep and I feel like one part of my body is bigger than the other, or like his arm one time was like huge and I felt smallest and it
Basically,
Basically,
like we were trying to take a nap, right?
Side tangent.
And she was laying down, and my arm that was like around her while she was taking a nap was like a Hulk's arm, but the rest of my body was like
and I knew
me.
it was not true.
Yeah.
I knew it was not because I could actually wrap my hands around it.
Yeah.
And I could feel it, but it just felt big. And then my paralysis demon would be in the corner. It'd be in the doorway. Even if the door was closed, it'd be in the doorway, and it'd come and reach for me with this big hand, smoke-filled hand, and it will.
Yeah, that's great. Side tangent, real quick. I feel like okay, so I don't know if you know this, but we actually have a plan to remake the Wonderland project, but as a full feature-length film. So that's like when we have the funding, because we're gonna deck the fuck out of it, like production, set, costume, everything. I feel like
bro.
Cassidy would make a great Alice.
Hey, bro,
Truly, I think.
wanna-
but are you cool with dyeing your
wanna
hair?
cast me in that?
Or braiding your hair?
You gonna get into damn closer to the mic. You damn.
Your
you're
hair.
kissing it.
Get in the yellow.
Hey,
I
Joseph.
will not do that because of my sister, but I will get a wig.
Wigs are fine.
I will
But
get
good
a
wigs. I hate the plastic polyester,
I will get a
whatever.
wig.
We used that a couple times. And
Hey,
I hate
Joseph.
those wigs so much.
Because I will not dye my hair blonde because of my sister.
Yeah.
Hey, Joseph,
Cheap
you
with
wanna maybe cast me in that?
Puta. What's up?
You wanna maybe cast me in that?
Yeah, maybe. I'll see.
Shit, come on.
Come on, man. Hey, buddy boy, you want to get any closer to the damn mic? You might as well be kissing the shit.
Yeah, we're done.
As a person who uses mic all the time, that's just nasty and filthy.
Oh my God! Can I, Jalen? I think you know about this. Okay, so when we first started Ghouls, okay, this is the bane of my existence, by the way. Okay, every single time when I would start my recording, I would always say, "Hey, the mic is hot. The microphone is hot, like it's on." Okay, but for some godforsaken reason, Aisha Forrest, and I'm calling you out because you're an asshole for doing this. Every single time, in the deepest baritoned Jamal ass voice she could possibly give us, she would go, "Mic is hot," and like she'd get a little like I don't know how to explain why it was so infuriating, but she did it every single time. So me, the main editor behind our projects, has to listen to my good buddy who does not know how to deep voice it go, "Mic is hot," in the deepest possible way, and it infuriated me. And I think I got her to stop by like stab 2. That was when I got her to stop, but it was the most frustrating thing on planet Earth.
So,
That analogy is
So,
perfect,
co-host-
by the way, Jalen. I can see your judgment.
Co-host
but that's
Jalen,
literally
do
the
you
exact
have-
explanation for it.
Do you have a comment on the Jamal portion of that?
Go ahead, King. Go on.
I think as a society, as the resident brother of the group.
What is that?
No. What did Aisha used to call you? The resident what?
Which one?
The resident. She'd just be like, as the only resident.
Look here, I am not calling myself that on this damn podcast. You shut your mouth. Anyway,
You shouldn't here to tell us what it was.
I don't know why.
It gets
I don't
wild
know
in here.
why.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
This is just
Couple
a
drinks
side-
in, couple shots in. Yeah, it's
This
good
is a
time.
side tangent for me. I don't know why anytime we gotta mention a black man, all of a sudden his ass gotta be Jamal, Tyrone, Tyree. Like, it's just like, do we not have no regular ass names? but fine, whatever. We'll just say for fucking Joseph's goddamn joke. Oh, the Jamal type.
No, okay, listen. I swear to God.
You don't
Ask
even-
We're gonna
you
get
don't even
Aisha
know
on
it.
the show. Aisha will be on the show next episode.
Look,
she will
look,
absolutely
I'm
be
not-
here.
I'm
and
not
I'm gonna tell
debating.
you that's the best way to describe
Oh
it.
my gosh, I would love Aisha to be on the show because as the stunt coordinator, I got some things I want
Oh
to
my
ask her
God,
about.
she doesn't know how to throw a punch. I know. I'm
not
aware.
debating the fact of her doing that. I'm debating the fact that her ass had to be. You describe it as a Jamal.
Yes,
When you ever met a
dude.
Jamal?
Dude, she's gonna do it on the mic, and you're gonna
When
hear it.
have you
And when
ever
you
met a
see it,
Jamal?
you're gonna understand why it's so
When
frustrating.
have you ever met a Jamal?
I know 3 of
I've
them.
met so many
Blake,
Jamals.
we ain't talking about yours.
I've met a
I'm talking
Jamal's.
about him.
I've met a Deshaun. I've met a
I
Kalijah.
know
Come
you
on, no.
Jamals. We ain't talking about your ass.
Don't
I'm
act,
talking
bro.
about him.
Don't act like I ain't from the ghetto. I know.
Look
I
here.
have them all.
Look here, we ain't talking about the
Ghetto, baby.
The ghetto. We ain't talking about that.
Okay, so moving on from the Jamal subject.
Thunder right here. He don't know.
Now, the thing I really want to talk to you about, Joseph,
Okay.
is I kind of forgot to mention it earlier, but the title of this podcast is Technical Difficulties. And I just kind of want to elaborate a little bit on that because you have great studios like Blumhouse, A24, and everything. And I know me and Jalen both know that being a part of your company, we've run into a lot of technical difficulties. So could you just elaborate a little bit on that? What is holding you back from becoming a company like Blumhouse? Just tell us a little bit about the technical stuff that we've been running into.
I can definitely say for sure that at the end of the day, all of us are still students and we're still very much learning the process of what it takes to become a production company. You know, I will say we're not bad at all. We're pretty damn good in terms of storytelling. We're pretty damn good when it comes to like casting and performances, and we're pretty solid, right? But I think there is quite a bit on the table that we have still yet to master, and that's something that I think through time we'll get there. You know, we're still trying to figure out, like, think of it like this, right? This podcast itself, just looking at this right now, right? We're supposed to be hosting with 4 separate hosts, and currently we're back down to 2. You know, much love to our other crew members that wanted to be a part of this podcast, but unfortunately, certain circumstances in their life prevented them from being here. And of course, you guys, hey, just throwing it out there, we love you, and we're thinking about you, and we hope you feel better. Obviously, be safe, okay? And we're always, the door is always open, obviously, but something like that is something that I think very much is a challenge for us, you know? As far as production goes, like, something that I should have, me personally as a head, should have thought about years ago, which I've been getting told this for years and I never actually like dealt with it, is like our hard drives. I have a hard drive specifically for storing all of my footage, all of my pictures, all of my video, all of my, everything that I do for Ghouls is on one hard drive, and it's on the verge of shitting itself and completely like falling apart. And that's something that's not good for a production company to have, you know? Also, quite honestly, the way I look at it, big dreams, little pockets. That's why it's in the bio on our Instagram and everything, you know? That is something that I think is a learning curve. That is something that I think is something that's fixable. So I'm pretty grateful for that as well. That it is something fixable, but it also is something that we kind of need to learn as we go. You know, this podcast is brand new. You know, the whole point of this podcast for me, as far as like being because I'm the main producer behind this podcast, you know, the whole thing for me behind this podcast was to be able to put out consistent content, while we're in between narrative storytelling projects, you know, because the projects we put out maybe 2 projects a year, maybe, and then if we're really lucky, we can do 3. But they have to be really small baby projects in between, you know. I think this year we put out Grand Slam, the cold open, the second cold open, or third?
Third.
The third cold open, technically. Titling is weird for some reason in our group. And then we have the podcast, and then we have Dear Lady. Dear Lady is a near and dear story that's close to my heart that I love. It's a Native American folklore story that I very much am keen on telling. Our lead actor Blake is actually the performer in it.
You fool.
But because of our technical difficulties, I literally and physically cannot finish the edit of the project because of our hard drives, you know? And that's something that, like, obviously I knew this going forward, but I didn't realize how bad it was until we came to that crossroad, you know? Now I have to freaking go find some sort of hard drive repair and figure out how to get all that footage back and put it back in so I can keep going, you know, because I was almost done twice, and twice I had to reset and restart the freaking edit, and it's a pain in the ass, like, truthfully, you know. But yeah, that's kind of like where we're at right now. You know, we could be a great studio. I think we genuinely are. I think we're on our way, but there are still challenges we have to face. There are still trials we have to go through, and there are definitely still learning curves we have to like work out, you know.
So one thing that I know that I personally have trouble with is confidence in myself, and also, actually, I don't think I have any trouble critiquing myself because I know that, like, my brain is like my own worst enemy. But like, being honest with myself is kind of one of like the hardest things that I have to personally deal with.
Yeah.
So I just want to know, you've had phone conversations with me about wanting to submit the following projects, whatever they may be, to film competitions. Being honest with yourself, how likely do you think they are to win? Like, how good do you think these projects are that you're putting out?
I think our productions are unique enough and creative enough to at least come close. Even if we don't win, my goal to joining these festivals isn't necessarily to win, but it's to get out there and to be more recognizable, you know. And something that one of my mentors from back in the day taught me was that as an artist and as a filmmaker, as a theater kid, as whatever kind of professional performer you are, you're gonna make 1,000 pieces of shit before you make a masterpiece. And we're on what, piece of shit 20, piece of shit 14 or something like that. We're not even that far into our career yet. 5 years running, obviously, but it's a process. You know what I mean? So like even like projects that you do, man, just don't think that you're not gonna get where you want to be, because you will at some point. You will, even if it's not with us. Say you find a project or something with another film group or another like production where you really get to shine, you know what I mean? I would love to be the person that does it with you, obviously, but like, you know, we're all still learning, you know.
Yeah.
When one of us goes up, we're all going up, and that's something that I'm like excited about. I love to celebrate successes rather than envy somebody else's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, Jalen, do you have any questions for him?
Okay. Since we're talking about technical stuff, what would you say was the hardest shot that you had to do for a film?
Oh my God. Okay.
Because I know you've done drone.
We've done
stuff,
quite a few. Drone shots are fun.
And what was the hardest one that you felt like that was the one you needed to capture?
With drone shots, remember, you almost lost that drone in a tree.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, it's scary.
No, they're not exactly easy.
I know. I wouldn't call that the hardest one though. That was like oopsie, but like other than that, I would say the hardest shot. Oh, you know what it is? It was during Stab 2. There was a long take of the character Sydney jumping down the stairs, running to the car. This is probably one of my favorite moments in Ghouls of like our history together. It was when She's running to the car. She gets inside. Okay, but that's a very technical shot, right?
Yep.
It's a one-take shot, and it goes all the way around the car.
Yep.
You have to get the killer sitting up and doing all these things. In the best shot that we took, the
Yep.
best shot,
Yep.
you can actually see me in the shot running up the stairs trying to hide because I was behind the camera when we started,
right.
but I had to get back up into the house so they couldn't see me.
Right.
It was either that or drop down on the floor, and honestly, I didn't trust that floor. But that to me was one of the most challenging, because then by the end of it, while we're all doing that footage and doing that shot and everything, the collective group, I just remember the collective group of us all sitting behind the camera, completely, all of us, including myself, completely out of breath, because we're all just sweaty, it's hot, it's super cold, there's a freaking bat swooping down on us while we're trying to record and everything, and we're literally just sitting there watching the footage, making sure we got it. That to me was one of the most special moments of our career, essentially. Yeah, but it was challenging like a motherfucker. Yeah.
Well, we'd like to thank you for joining us for Ghouls of the Podcast, episode 2, titled Technical Difficulties.
Yes.
If you would like to follow us on social media, we are Ghouls of the Night on Instagram, YouTube,
TikTok.
Twitter, and TikTok. We hope to see you guys there on our social media. Please bump up our views a little bit. And you know what? Send us some money. What's the cash app?
No. We're not gonna do that this time.
No, I'm
only
just playing.
because I want to make sure that if people are donating to us, we want to make sure that they know what they're donating for. Our next project, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna need a budget for that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to stand outside Stater Brothers and.
Dude, I'm gonna sell myself on the street. It's gonna be great.
Okay, deuces. Before this gets to an adult version.
All right, well, we will see you guys in episode 3. See you guys later.